What is up, gang? I promised last week that I would do comprehensive review over all of BT-22. And there's a lot to go over here. So we're going to start with the smaller archetypes. And we're going to kind of go through the ones that are a bit more condensed later on. And if your archetype doesn't get like a single review, like maybe they're put into the big CS pile at the end, that's more so because, as a good example, Royal Knights, while getting a lot of support cards in this set, aren't really themed in this set, if that makes sense. Like the main card Omnimon doesn't really work with the current Royal Knight deck as well as you would like it to. So that leads to a scenario of we're just going to put them all in kind of the CS area. I will talk about how important some of the cards are for like the current Royal Knight deck when we get there, however. In comparison, decks like Nightclaw that do get a huge bump of support, they get a whole new line, as well as a new tamer. I will go ahead and talk about them separately while also mentioning them in context with their current archetype. So let's begin. Now you see the new purple egg. The color of the egg doesn't matter because all of the level 3s so far have been Digivolve on top of a Nightclaw or Light Fang trait card, leading them to not care much about colors in that sense, which is really good. The eggs, however, have been, I think, a pretty solved equation. So with this new egg here, being your turn once per turn, when effects place this Digimon's top stack card as its bottom Digivolution source, draw one and trash one card in your hand. It gives you some cycle. Whether or not that's something the deck has been lacking, I'm not sure. Obviously, the deck is really good at searching for its in-archetype pieces, with it the old Lekis and Fira, I believe is what it's called, both level 4s, searching top 3 and adding one of each archetyped name to hand. This egg lets you search a little bit more. However, the current egg, the red egg that lets you Digivolve for a cost reduced by 1 if you place a card in your sources, I think is still a little bit better than this. However, not a bad egg by any sense of the imagination. On to level 3, we've got on play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the Nightclaw trait and 1 card with the Light Fang or Galaxy trait among them to your hand, turn the rest to the bottom of the deck. Main inherit once per turn by placing this Nightclaw or Light Fang trait top stack card as a bottom Devolution source, draw 1. There's a lot to say here, actually. So 1, it having an active effect is really good. Both of your rookies that you've had access to, the Corona and the Luna, are start of your main effects. Something happens, start your main phase. For the Corona, gain a memory if you have Tamer, and for the Luna, start your main phase, bounce when your Digimon to hand, gain 2 memory. They had the Agumon as well, which is a yellow searcher for top 3. Its inherit was, I think, just minus 2k to your opponent's security though, so I think it's a lot worse than this one, mind you. This will probably take the spot of that Agumon if people were still playing it, though I'm pretty sure people have fully moved away from that Agumon because they kind of realized it's not very good. This Lunamon though is blue, which makes it actually quite useful for the level 5 that spits out a body from underneath. Typically the play is you spit out the Lunamon, you Digivolve on top of it with the Gaomon, you draw 1, you gain a memory, you use the effect of the Lunamon inherit to gain 2 memory, place the Gaomon underneath, Digivolve into another Gaomon for 1, essentially going net neutral memory-wise, but getting a lot of draws. This skips out on the memory gain, which I think is really important to note. I think the memory gain is better than this 9 out of 10 times. However, it being an active searcher on play rather than just being a body is something to note, and I think you will probably see some experimentation, if not consistent play with this card going forward. It's just a really good searcher. On to level 4. When Digivolving, if the Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards, you may play 1 Tamer card with the Nightclaw or Light Fang trait from your hand without paying the cost. This effect can't play cards with the same name as any of your Tamers. This is a really, really good card, just off the Digivolving effect. For the inherit, when this Digimon with Nightclaw, Light Fang, or Galaxy trait will be deleted by touching 2 same level cards from the Resolution sources, it isn't deleted. This card's crazy. I think this card's crazy. I think this card is really, really good. It facilitates some of your I think, more fun and interesting plays, like with the Apollomon, I believe is what it is, the security checking one, because it protects you from a lot of security effects and bombs that could kind of blow you out, while still letting you use your Luna or Chronomon effects to then place the Apollo underneath and then go into one of your powerful tech level 6s. I know the deck really enjoys doing that. It's unfortunate that it only protects those specific traits. However, it is good to note that I think if it did it, this card would be one of the most disgusting and annoying things in the world to deal with, especially because of how easy this deck is at getting multiple level 4s into your sources and multiple level 5s into your sources. Speaking of easy ways to do that, being able to spit out the Coincide Tamer, the memory setter, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Not cool at all. Being able to spit that guy out very, very easily. I think that was one of the rougher points in the list, was that you just have to spend 4 memory really early on to get them out, and as the game went on, you would have to kind of use it as like a combo piece. So being able to go like Digivolve Galmon, use the effect of Luna Corona, or this new Luna, to place it underneath, either getting to memory or getting a draw, and then using, let's say, the old egg, Digivolve for 1 into this Lekis, play out the Coincide, effect of the Coincide, you could then take this Lekis and put it underneath and then Digivolve into a level 4 for free. Or you could just hold the Coincide effect now, Digivolve into a 3 for like a cost. I think it's probably going to be 1 TM Masters. I think 1 at that point. Digivolve for 1, and then use the effect to go into a free level 5. If you have extra bodies out currently, you could even do like the weird Finagle play where you de-Digivolve 1 basically, placing it underneath to Digivolve one of your others. It's just a really good card. I think it adds to the combo potential that the deck already, I think, excels at, and just makes it slightly better, which is what you'd love to see for support. Whether people love to see it because they like the archetype or not, I'm not sure. I personally think Galaxy Toolbox is really fun, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a sicko. The new level 5 correspondence got Jamming. When Digivolving, draw 1, trash 1 card in your hand. Then if it has a stack of 2 or more of the same level cards, one of your opponent's Digimon Tamers can't suspend until your turn ends. You don't have the on-play option, but that's okay. And then all turns once per turn with the Digimon with the Nightclaw, Lifing, or Galaxy trait would be deleted by trashing 2 of the same level cards. With the Digital sources, it isn't deleted. Having access to the Inherit again as a redundancy isn't awful, because it is a trash effect, meaning that you can choose to trash the Lekis if you only have 2 level 4s, and still keep up this one in case you want to do it with like level 5s, because if you value the level 5 Inherit more than the other level 4 Inherit available to you. It being just draw 1, trash 1 is also really nice. You never hate to see it. Obviously, draw 1, trash 1 at this stage feels kind of meh, but it is, I think, the best color that you have access to currently, which I think is blue. I think Hexablood is going to have a lot of success going forward. It's just a really good card, and so being able to have a blue level 5 allows you to do a lot more. It also has access to purple. Whether or not the purple toolbox top end is going to be good enough, especially with only a single line to make use of, I'm not sure. But it is something that the deck now can play around with a little bit more. It having Jamming means it can swing a lot safer as well. And then finally, moving on to the level 6 here, they've got Ice Cloud and Blocker. Ice Cloud's crazy. I think Ice Cloud's one of the stronger effects in the game, so being able to have that in your deck, that will put you probably at least 3 or 4 up on opponents when it comes to sources. Really good, especially with the blocker and then some protection underneath that. You feel yourself in a very good position. When Digimon, if the Digimon stack has 2 or more of the same level cards, trash any 4 Digivolution sources of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution sources to the bottom of the deck, just removable on Digivolution, which is good. And end your turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend, meaning that you can swing at this guy in the crest, with like your level 5, swing in with Jamming, then Digivolve and unsuspend immediately after removing a body. And it has the Inherited effect, any return one of your Digimon may unsuspend, obviously for the Grace Novamon DNA, which, seeing as we got Dianamon here, we can definitely expect some level of Grace Nova support probably in the next set or 2. So keep your eye out for that. And then finally, the new Tamer, Sayo, just Sayo, which means I believe Ko and Sayo, Sayo and Ko, and Sayo now are 3 different name tamers that your Lekis can play out, which is good to know. It's a 4-cost memory setter. Unfortunate because the deck already has a memory setter, but, you know, nonetheless. Your turn, whenever your Digimon When one of your Digimon with a 2 or more same level cards in its stack attacks by spending this tamer, Digivolve it into a Digimon card with the Nightclaw, Lightfang, Galaxy, or CS trait in trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. So again, you can swing it with the Crestmon. Unfortunately, you won't get the jamming check off, but you can go right into your Dianamon, immediately acting as removal and a myriad of couple other things, as well as you would go into it for 1 instead of 3, which feels really good. You can go into the Apollomon as well, which you may not need to necessarily for Blitz. However, being able to keep turn on Apollo means that you can use the Ko and Sayo tamer to then change that Apollo into something else, which is really nice. Overarchingly, for the Nightclaw support, I think this is really good. It definitely is a notable bump to the deck's options and power increases. I think the Luna, the Lekis will definitely see play. I think the Dianamon may see some play. There is definitely some options to it. However, it does have to contend against Hexablow. And while the deck isn't using much of the Grace Nova stuff, I think that the Inherit here doesn't matter as much. However, there is the obvious, oh, what about Omnimon X Antibody? Yes, the deck can play that, and yes, this Inherit will then end up coming up a little bit for that. But otherwise, I think Hexablow still is slightly better just because of the ability for it to hit on Tamers so much, though you will not have Blocker with Hexablow Raw, unfortunately. And then for the new Crestmon, I think it is something that is useful, especially when, again, the deck still is that more toolboxy style, so you want to find your non-archetype level 6s, and that can be a little difficult with all of your searchers being specific to your archetype. And then finally, for the Tamer, I think it is a completely fine Tamer. I do not immediately envision the types of combos that people will be going for. However, I can imagine the types of combos that people can be going for. And I think this Tamer has a lot of potential to see some consistent, powerful play. Moving on. The unidentified trait, some of which intersects with the Eater stuff, which I'll bring up when we get there, but until then. Starting off with level 2, new Sunomon. When any of your Digimon with unidentified or CS trait are played, draw 1. It's fine. I'm not sure if this is better than the old Sumimon or not. I was never super big into the Diaboromon decks back in the day. So unfortunately, I'm not sure if this egg has more utility when it comes to like how easy it is for you to play all your tokens. I know it's quite easy to get out tokens, mind you. I'm just not sure if it's more consistent than the prior egg given to you. Level 3, however, I think is quite good. Caramon on play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Errata, Sonata, and 1 card with unidentified or CS trait among them to your hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. All turns when this Digimon with the Diaboromon in text would leave the battle area. By deleting one of your other Diaboromon, it doesn't leave. Just removal protection, which the deck already has a lot of, but you know, redundancy in that field never hurts, as well as a really good searcher. Searches your Errata, which is what you need to find most games to, I think, increase the power level of your deck by a significant amount. And it also searches any of your unidentified or CS trait. CS trait specifically is kind of important because it means that you can play other cards from this set specifically and be able to search them, as well as it searches itself, and it searches all of the prior support as well. I think this card is really good. Moving on to the Kurosari, when Digivolving, if you have one of your Tamers, you may play 1 Errata Sonata from your hand with a paying the cost, and then all turns, when the Digimon with Diaboromon in its text would leave the battle area by deleting one of your other Diaboromon, it doesn't leave. Again, having multiple of these effects means that you can trigger each one per turn, and I know the deck already has a lot of ways to protect itself. It being limited to just Diaboromon instead of unidentified also makes sense for, you know, canonical reasons and whatnot. And then the when Digivolving is, I think, standard for these kind of decks. Nothing too crazy. If the deck's power level is high enough, like Sakuya, then you will see play for these kinds of level 4s, as they're just generically good. They don't do anything insane, but they do just kind of enable like a more consistent, grounded playstyle. And then the new Infirmon. This is one of the cards that actually intersects with the Eater support, so I'll go to mention that for a second. On play with Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the play cost 5 or less, then you have Errata or Eater Atom. Your opponent's effects can't reduce the Digimon's DP or return it to hand or decks until their turn ends, which is actually really important to note. It says hands or decks. I wonder if that is a hint that they're going to be adding effects into this game that potentially add your opponent's cards to your deck or your hand. Sounds like a nightmare for webcam play, mind you. But, I mean, it does specify hands or decks until the turn ends, so I'm curious what that entails. And then all turns, once per turn, when any of your Digimon with the unidentified trait are deleted, you may play one Diaboromon token without paying the cost. So you can already see the synergy here. Just your turn, you've got the Sumemon, so you get the token out. You get your first Infirmon inherit, you get a Diboromon, you get a Diboromon token. Opponent tries to delete it, you delete this guy, you get another token, you delete this guy with the other inherited effects. That way they remove your guy basically 3 times with just the stack alone, which feels pretty good. And then Diaboromon. Alliance, great. The deck loves to have that, making you basically a 15k DP2 double checker. You love to see it. Not quite big enough, but, you know. Royal Knights are kind of just a little bit large. The DP threshold that you really want to hit to be completely safe in battle 99% of the time is 77 DP. Yeah, if you have 77,000 DP, you're safe, obviously. But also 17k will usually do the job. 16k is the moment where you start hitting on the axes and Alphamon or Yukins and security and start really feeling bad for it. But when drawing, when attacking, you may play one Diaboromon token without paying the cost. Great. Just good. Especially if you keep turn, you get 2 Diaboromon tokens right there. And then all turns, when any of your other Digimon with the unidentified trait are played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So just Digivolve, delete something with the lowest play cost, and then if you keep turn, get 2 tokens basically when you attack. And get an alliance check-in too, with some protection. Just good support overall. I don't think anyone is looking at this and saying like, wow, that sucks. I think that all of these cards will probably see some level of play. The only one that may not is the Infer, even though I think the Inherit is crazy for the deck. I think the Inherit is actually insane for the deck, so it will probably see play just based off of that. I don't think the on-play Digivolving effect is as impactful. I really hate when they are locked to a Tamer, basically, or some other like secondary effect in order to get like the removal protection. But finally, moving on to Errata Sonata. Is a memory setter, which is great. The deck has been lacking a memory setter, especially in archetype 1. And then whenever your opponent's Digimon attack by swinging this Tamer, you change the attack target to one of your Digimon with the unidentified or CS trait, basically giving your guys blocker. Feels good. Feels good. Just a good generic Tamer. Obviously not as good as the other errata, but you'll probably still play this at like 2 or 3 copies, just because having an errata in name in play really does just change a lot. And then has the inheritable opponent's turn when one of your Digimon attacks. If the Digimon is Eater Atom, you may change the attack target to one of your unidentified or CS trait Digimon. That does not matter unless you're playing Eater stuff, which you technically could, because again, it is a CS trait Digimon. So you could play that in this list as a way of cheating out your erratas. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. But again, we'll get there when we get there. In fact, let's just go ahead and get there now. So, we have another Venmon, Mother D Reaper type archetype, but this one is Mother Eater. Let's begin. Okay, Mother Eater. Breeding, start your main phase. Look at your Digimon's deck, Digi-Egg deck's top card. Among them, look at your Digi-Egg's deck's top card. Just look at one of them, and then among them. Okay, anyways, that wording tripped me up. I'm not sure why. Among them, you may place one Mother Eater as Digimon's top Digivolution card. Then, if this Digimon has 10 or more sources, you may play 3 Mother Eater from its sources without paying the cost. All turns, all of your Mother Eaters in the battle area are treated as having 16k DP. And then, delete one of your opponent's Digimon on play. Okay? Your inherits are when any of your Eater Digimon are leaving the battle area, other than by your effect specifically, you may place them as the bottom Digivolution source once per turn. Specifically, once per turn. Keep that in mind, once per turn, meaning that as the game goes on, obviously they'll be able to trigger it thrice per turn, once for each of the different Mother effects. However, just off the rip, I'm gonna save my comments for later. We're gonna go over the whole archetype and then I can kind of start commenting a little bit. We're gonna remove some of these so that way there's a little bit more space for my little tamers down there. Okay, so we've got the Eater species. You can play more than 4 copies of this in your deck. Blocker, on play, draw 1 for a cost of 3. Breeding, when any of your Digimon with the Eater trait would be played, you may reduce the play cost by 1 once per turn. Just very generic, kind of what you would expect from this kind of deck. Very good, just cycles itself. You can play multiple. As you play more of them, obviously they become cheaper to play out, so do your other cards available to you. Pretty good there. We've got the Eater human form effect. You may place one Eater species Digimon from this Digimon's sources as the bottom resolution source of one of your mother Eater in the breeding area. So this is kind of cool because it's a way for you to pseudo ramp in this game. It costs 2 to evolve on top of an Eater species form. So let's say you play this guy out for 2 because you already have 1 underneath, and then the next, and then you digivolve. You keep turn. You digivolve for 2. You get to place that guy immediately into the raising, meaning that you can play something else out for or reduce cost by 1 if you're able to still keep turn. And if you're not, I mean, you still ended up ramping without having to use one of your effects here, which is really nice. Your turn, which Digimon checks your opponent's security stack. You may play 1 Tamer card with the CS trait from your hand without paying the cost, and then inherited it. Your turn, once per turn, whenever you Digimon with the Eater trait when you played, but you reduce the play cost by 1. Pretty good. I think this is a good card. I think it's just really good for the deck. Being able to keep an Eater species form in play, Digivolve for 2, keeping turns, swinging it, and then cheating out one of your like 3 Tamers, be it the Errata, the Yuko, or the Ukemi. I think it's just just a really good card in the deck. I have no complaints for this one at all. Next up, we got Eater Eve. On play, when Digivolving until the end of your opponent's until your opponent's turn ends, one of the Digimon can't suspend. A good effect. I wish it was Digimon or Tamer, but that's fine. Then, if the Digimon has no sources, you may place 1 Yuko Kamashiro from your hand or trash as his bottom Digivolution source. Really good. Cheats out the Tamer for 6, basically playing this guy for 2, and the Tamer for 4. Fantastic. When this Digimon would leave the battle area, you may play 1 Yuko Kamashiro from its sources without playing the cost. Fantastic. Just really good. The cost feels great. The raid feels fine. It can Digivolve on top of a Tamer for 3. You can raid, swing in, get the Yuko right back out if you want. If you're just like trading bodies. Otherwise, like you could just play it out for the reduced cost, immediately get the Yuko out too, or you can just even play the turn 1, get the Eater Eve and the Yuko out. Fantastic. We'll go over the Tamers in a second. And then we've got the Eater Adam. Evolve on top of Errata for 4, as we mentioned. So this gives your deck the redirection here. On play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's play cost 7 or lower Digimon. That's fine. Play cost 7, I think, hits a couple of unique things. It hits certain level 6 aces, which is cool. It hits most level 5s and lower, but beyond that, it's kind of useless, and I feel like most decks aren't ending on just a level 5 on board. But, you know. Then if Digimon has no Digivolution sources, you may place 1 Errata Sonata from your hand, or trash as Digimon's bottom Digivolution source. Great, okay. So it's just Eater Eve, but it costs 2 more. It gives second attack plus 1, which is kind of nice. I think this is definitely worse, but it does give you access to redirection really early on, which is cool. I think it is worse than Eater Eve for sure, but I mean, that depends again. The Errata was useful. It was definitely a good card, mind you, being a memory setter and whatnot, but let's see how the Yuko Kamashiro is. Maybe it is just bad enough that the Eater Eve is inferior to the Eater Adam. Security plays card, obviously, if your opponent has a Digimon gain 1 memory, which is a good card. 4 costs is a little expensive, but I mean, most of the time you're going to be trying to cheat it out with Eater Eve anyways, so it's kind of fine. When an attack target is changed by spending this Tamer for the turn, your opponent's Digimon effects don't affect one of your Digimon with the Greymon in its name or CS trait, and it gets plus 3000 DP. All turns when attack targets change, either Digimon is Eater Eve, one of your Digimon gets plus 3k DP for the turn. So, Yuko's kind of bad, which sucks. Here's my reason for thinking that she's kind of bad. I think it's the inherit that really stands out to me. It only gives you plus 3k DP. It doesn't give you the immunity that it does whenever it's out, meaning that if you just really need to get a Yuko out towards the later half of the game, but you don't want to spend the 4 memory, you're going to use the Eater Eve effect. You have to wait for the Eater Eve to kind of die before you get that Yuko out. And then it only gives you plus 3k DP if an attack target is changed. So you need the Errata or a blocker in order to actually proc that if you're not using like the raid effect of the Eater Eve, which is typically you kind of want this on like a more defensive effect anyways. Obviously, you could use it on the Eater Eve, swing in, get that plus 3k DP, hit 10k threshold, beat over most level 5s in the game. And that's really cool. Being able to gain a memory is really nice. You probably play some amount of this just to get the value off of it. and it has the unique ability of the immunity whenever attack target is changed. Unfortunately, you really want that immunity before your opponent swings in, not after they do all their one attacking effects and whatnot. Because by then, most of the time, your guy will be shot and killed in the streets. But nonetheless. And then we got the Akemi Pseudo. Security, play this card without paying the cost. When any of your Digimon with the Eater trait are played by spending this tamer, gain a memory. Then you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1. Place this tamer as any of your Mother Eater's bottom distribution source as a main effect at any point you want. While this one is Mother Eater, it gains Rush, Alliance, Scapegoat. I mean, this is obvious. This is an obvious 4-of in the deck. I think the worst part about this card is that there's no way for you to cheat it out aside from the human form. It's the only way to cheat it out, unfortunately. It is everything you need in this deck. Being able to give Rush to your Mother Eaters, actually make them a threat instead of just a big fucking body on field that does nothing. Having Rush, Alliance, and Scapegoat all give them some like level of protection, as well as gives them the ability to make use of other bodies that are on field currently. Like just going an Eater for 0, Digivolve for 2, place underneath. Oh, that wouldn't work. It have to do. It's start of main phase. Start of main phase is a little bit more difficult for sure, but I mean, you still make use of it. Absolutely. But yeah, I would give this archetype. It's probably not very good, but it's cool nonetheless, at least. Anyways, moving on. We've got the new Omni support. The new Omni support. I think this deck is pretty good. Obviously, with a lot of what you've been capable of doing, the moment you're able to stick 2 level 6s on board and they come back to you still on board, you win the game. That's essentially what this deck says now. So let's see how easy it is to get those level 6s on board. We're going to start off with the much worse rookie, the Agumon. On play, you may return one Digimon card with the Greymon or Garurumon or Omnimon in its name from your trash to your hand. This is the second best rookie this archetype has ever received. This is the second best rookie this archetype has ever received. And it's not close. I think that their prior rookies are garbage ass tier, and I think anyone who's played the deck agrees. And if you don't agree, it's because you haven't played good decks. I'm sorry. There are rookies out there that say, kill your opponent 18 times, get their social security number and their bank account information. And then there are rookies that you had to play with prior that say, hey, at the start of your main phase, I'll do something, but only if a condition is met. Oh, you have an option that plays me out? That's really cool. I don't do anything. Sorry. And because of the way the deck works, you have to play me. And that was so sad. But now you have a rookie that does something? That's unheard of, in my opinion. I think this is maybe too powerful, having rookies that do something. And this something, it's even somewhat useful sometimes. That's crazy. This card's only really good whenever you're set up, but this is the best Agumon that you have available. You are able to access right now by a large margin. So you will be playing the set at 4 of 100% of the time. Great. Now that we got the bad rookie out of the way, let's talk about the second coming of Christ. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. This is quite literally everything the deck could ever ask for and then some. This is a custom rookie, by the way. This is a custom rookie designed to try and make this deck somewhat playable. I've done testing with this deck. Now, it quite literally, for comparison, I'm gonna try and compare it to a couple different things in different decks. For Sakuya, it's like seeing your Rika. For Royal Knights, it's like seeing your Cool Boy. For Imperial, it's like seeing your Ken Davis. That's how different the deck feels from having a copy of this card in your hand to having 0 copies of this card in your hand. On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Omnimon in text and 1 card with the CS trait. Guess what? Every card in your deck will have Omnimon in its text 99% of the time. Its inherit will be like plus 2k to Omnimon or some stupid shit like that. It'll be like on play, like get back like a fucking Omnimon. It'll be like, hey, your Omnimons have like plus 1k or end of turn Omnimon attack. It literally adds everything in the deck that you want. The option, the tamers, the other Digimon. It is so good. It's so good. And then it also searches a CS trait, which, by the way, your new level 6s are really good. Your new level 7 is pretty good. Your new rookie are really good. The new Tamer is pretty good. You're going to be playing a lot of copies of all of those. You're going to be able to double hit so much. The joy you get from hitting Gabu, and like a Tamer that you don't need, or an option that you need, or Digimon you don't need, and just taking 2 Gabus off the top, because one of them is CS trait and the other one has an Omnimon in text. It's like, wow, that feels fantastic. That feels crazy. That feels crazy. This feels illegal, and it should be. And then for 2, the option becomes, wow, 2 cost, get out a Gabumon and do something? It actually feels like you're cheating now. It feels maybe a little bit too good. Finding this card is really imperative. I would say it's almost more important than finding the Nokia. Because this card finds Nokia. Nokia doesn't find this guy. Nokia just lets you cheat this guy out for free. This guy finds Nokia. I think he's more important than Nokia sometimes. But enough, talking about the savior of this deck. Let's go ahead and move on a little bit to some of the more cooler individuals, though I'm not a big fan of them, if that makes sense. So, the Numel and Gray do stuff similar to their prior counterparts. However, they need to Digivolve, which isn't an issue, because you can do it for a little bit cheaper. You can Digivolve for 6 on top of Gabumon, if you're Metal Garurumon, if you have a Nokia. Okay, and then if you're Greymon, you can do the opposite, just Digivolve for 6 if you got a Agumon. That's cool, it's really nice. Their Digivolving effects, I think, are a little bit stronger as well. They obviously have the same one where their counterpart will be able to Digivolve on top of their respective rookie, and then return one of your opponent's Digimon the lowest level to the hand, and then delete one of your opponent's lowest DP. Obviously, I think both these effects are a bit stronger. You can argue about the Metal Garurumon, but the War Gray, I think, is just an obvious, this card is stronger at prior. And they have the same inherits as their older counterparts, which is trash when attacking, and then unsuspend when attacking. I think these cards are really good. Do not get it twisted. These cards are really good. However, they do require Nokia. And that is something that is important to know. It means that Nokia has to be a 4 of, which you will be playing it as a 4 of no matter what, and you may want to consider some of the other older Nokia copies as well, and you may be able to play some of those as well, and that's completely fine. However, it does limit you a little bit more, because back in the day, even if you didn't have a tie, you could still play out your respective Metal and War Gray and just play them out for 11 and say, damn, it sucks to play this bitch out for 11, but at least I can do the combo rather than just dying. Now you don't got that luxury. It's also a wind Digivolving effect, meaning that you have to do the Digivolution. So there are some pros and cons there. I think these cards are really good. I think they're absolutely side grades, and you will definitely be playing some amount of them. And because you're playing so many Nokias, you'll probably be playing more of these than the old ones. You'll be still playing Tie and Mat, but you probably won't be playing as many Tie and Mat as prior. Now, onto the new Omni. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I read this card, I was kind of let down. I was like, well, it's fine. They got Ultra S, and Ultra S is fucking crazy anyway, so it's fine. Well, on play when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. Consistent removal is nice. You're going to get that 9 out of 10 times. It's got blocker. It's got decode for a red or black level 3, meaning, what the Agumons are typically. And then you got decode for a blue or yellow level 3. I don't know. I mean, I guess yellow is for the CS trait stuff, would be my guess. And then the blue is obviously for the Gabumons. I would have expected purple here, but I'm assuming it is quite literally for the CS trait stuff, unless they're planning on giving us yellow base Gabu lines in the future. And then it has one Digimon for every 2 same level cards in this Digimon stack. Return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck, then this Digimon may attack. So basically, it just removes 3 bodies if you did the combo with the current bodies available to you. You get the Agu, you get the Gabu, you Digivolve, and then you go into this guy. It's 2 bodies you bottom deck, and you swing in with attacking because, Digimon lets you attack immediately, even without the new tie, without the BT-17 tie Kamiya and Matt Nishida, and then you pop something with it. And it's got decode as well, so if your opponent attempts to remove it by effect, you can immediately spit out your Gabu and your Agu, get a card back from your trash, and search your top 3. Just good. Just good. Just really good. Just really good and consistent. You swing in, you deal 2 checks, and then if it comes back to you, you're going to deal 3 more checks, and that's basically going to be game if your opponent if you did one check to your opponent at any point prior to keeping your Omni on field, or it's going to be 5 checks, and your opponent is going to be naked for the rest of the game. But that's fantastic. This is just a really good card. Speaking of really good cards, this card's so... I don't want to say good, but it is game-changing. It is a game-changing card. I'm not sure if it's good. And here, let me go over talk about a little bit about this card. It's a 5 cost. Very fucking hefty. 5 cost is of a doozy for sure. If you ever played with 5 cost tamers before, you know the difference between a 5 cost and a 4 cost tamer is life-changing. It is the difference between your opponent getting a little 6 turn 1 and your opponent getting a little 5 turn 1. And for that, I mean, egg in the back, rookie, champion for 2, ultimate for 3, and then being able to set up with like a training or something, or just go straight into an ultimate, a mega for 3 or 4. Typically, if you just give them 4 on turn 1, they cannot go straight into their mega, meaning they have to use that memory on the next turn. However, because Nokia is 5, it opens up so many avenues for what your opponent can do. They can go memory boost, training, put you to 2, and get out an extra training. Or put you to, like, in that scenario, it doesn't matter, because your opponent could just go in the 4 cost tamer. If it's a memory setter, you know, you go training, memory boost, and you're going to go to 3 anyways, because this is a memory setter. But I mean, that's just like an example of like things they could realistically do. If they want to do, they could go training boost, and that's something you couldn't do in the past. But it is a memory setter. Sorry, main phase. On play, which is really important, the crucial on play is the point that is saving this card to some extent. Because being able to 4/5, play this card out, and then get out the Gabumon immediately feels so good. It feels so good. It's actually crack cocaine. It hits hard. It hits pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. You may, if you have one of your Digimon, you may play one Agumon or Gabumon from your hand without paying the cost. It's really good. And then all turns, your Greymon, Garurumon, and Omnimon in name gets +1 KDP. The mirror match is really interesting because it comes down to, hey, I have 1 Nokia and you have 2, so my Omni sucks ass compared to yours, and you're gonna fuck me. You're just gonna fuck me, and there's nothing I can do about that. The Nokia wars are real. Keep that in mind. 2 Nokia saves you from any effect, because now you're immediately 17k DP on all your Omnis, including your Ultra S's and whatnot, because there's Omnimon in name. This card's really good. I think that this support is... Honestly, there's not much more you could realistically ask for without just, like, being greedy. Just looking at these 2 cards right here, I think everything else is like cream on the top. It's like, this is nice, this is really good, this is really good, this is really good, this is really good, this is really good. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I think these 2 are obviously like absolute game changers, and the other 4 are really good support. Really good support. And these 2 are backbreaking support. Like insanely good support. Expect to see a huge... I've already bought copies of all these cards, by the way. So expect to see huge amounts of tinkering with this deck. There's a lot of different bases you can do as well. I've seen people do like the blue Gabu stuff, cutting out most of the Agumons, just kind of keeping like this one and like a little bit of the older BT-17 ones, and just being like fooling on the Gabu support stuff. Like the old Gabumon X antibody, the blue purple one, and whatnot. I've also seen people playing like Miraes and stuff, being able to shield out the Nokias that way. And kind of focusing more so just on the CS trait archetype. Like, you're not using any Ultra S's, you're not using a lot of like the new, like the BT-17 tie and whatnot. Instead, you're focusing on this Omnimon, using a Nokia, a Mirae to pitch one of these, get out the Nokia as cheaply and as quickly as possible while still getting like some searching going through, some cycle going through. I think it's really good too. So yeah, and I think Huang also, I tested out his list last night. I lost the mirror like twice, but I mean, I don't think the list was at fault. I think it was quite literally just who saw the Searcher Gabumon and who didn't see the Searcher Gabumon. It really was this card deciding, I think, every matchup. I lost a game immediately to my opponent. He went Mirai, turn 1, turn 2, spit out the Nokia, Gabu Searcher, and then he went into the full combo on his turn 2. And I was like, I can't beat that. I don't have the Gabu Switcher. I had 3 of this Agumon in hand. And I was like, man, I wish I had 3 of the Gabumon in my hand. That'd be crazy. But moving forward, speaking of fucking Blast from the past. My god, I used to see this deck every week at my locals. Every week, my boy Spartan would play this deck. And he has not been on it in a while. And so I'm excited. Okay, we don't need the all art. Alright, we don't need the all art. Here, you can go. You can go. You can get out of here. Let's talk about it. So, your turn with Digimon would Digivolve into Digimon card with Digimon in name, reduce Digimon cost by 1. When a Digimon with a Digimon in name would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects. By spending this Digimon, it doesn't leave. Just gives it evade, which is cool. And then also just a reduce cost rookie. Not bad, just good support for the deck. You never hate to see it. Digimon, when Digivolving, if you have one of your Tamers, you may play one Tamer card with Digimon in its text from your hand without paying the cost. I think this is good. I think it's good because it doesn't specify the specific kind of Tamer, so you're able to still keep playing up like the huge blue Tamer generic packages that you want to. But, I mean, I think the older Digimon is probably still a little bit better. All turns with the Digimon with Digimon in name will leave the battle area, and then it just gives you a beta again, which is cool. And then the new level 5, on play with Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 4 lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. I mean, this deck can sometimes struggle with some floodgates, so being able to get that out really early is nice. And at the end of your turn, one of your blue Digimon or Tamers may unsuspend. That's interesting. That's really interesting. It's an end of your turn effect though, so I'm not sure. Again, I haven't seen this deck in a while. So I'm not sure if this like has like some cool application with Renas. Maybe when we get to the level the new Tamer here, we'll see something crazy. All turns with Digimon with the Digimon in name suspends. If you have a blue Tamer, the Digimon may unsuspend. Which is good. Just an extra check. Just an extra check or some protection because of the amount of like evade you're basically going to be having. And then the new level 6. On play when Digivolving, it is an ace by the way. So that is kind of important to know. On play with Digivolving, activate one of the effects below, return one of your opponent's lowest level Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And then you may play 1/4 cost or lower blue Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. When attacking, this Digimon may unsuspend once per turn. Okay. I think this is good. You probably definitely play some copies of this. Being able to get more getting your all 4 Digimon more consistently is never bad. You probably play 6 copies of this, or not 6 copies. Play 4 copies of the old one, 2 copies of this one, and then like some out of the all 4's Digimon and like X anybody. And then Rin Shinomiya. Start your turn, have 2 or less memory, set it to 3. One of your Digimon with a Digimon name in its name gets plus 3k DP until your opponent's turn ends. Then your turn, whenever one of your Digimon with a Digimon in name attacks by turning this Tamer to hand, that Digimon gains jamming for the turn. Okay, let's take a second here. Let me take a sip real quick. Okay, so I know what you guys are thinking. Wow, this card does nothing. If you don't know anything about this deck, this card does really nothing. You already basically have jamming most of the time. Plus 3k DP, I mean, sometimes will matter getting over a blocker, but I mean, you could also, you're in blue, so being able to be under redirected is pretty easy to get to. It's a memory setter, that's kind of cool, but you can also play other memory setters that are blue in the list, so like the Davis. It seems pretty lackluster. What you guys aren't understanding is that this is Rina Shinomiya. Rina Shinomiya. Just that name alone makes this card one of the best supports this deck could ever receive ever in its lifetime. You know, the old Rina, just on play until end of your turn, whenever you give blocker evade, that's cool. When one of your Digimon with Digimon in its name becomes suspended, when it's suspending this Tamer, by suspending this acting when it's when Digivolving effects, and then your turn, whenever one of your blue Tamer, one of your blue Digimon becomes unsuspended, get a memory. That's really cool. Obviously. Look, where's that All-Force at? All-Force. 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 Hello, All-Force. You may play one blue Tamer from your card from your hand without paying cost. You may play one blue Tamer, unsuspend this Digimon. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended, return one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon card to your hand. For every blue Tamer you have in play, add one to the max level. You can do this effect once per turn. Just being able to get this guy out over and over and over again means that you need to play less blue Tamers, which can break you less, which is good, because this plus the prior Rina means you can just bounce this guy to hand and then spin him back out with the Rina effect. That's so good. It's so good for the deck. It's actually so good for that. I literally cannot explain to you just how good this card that seems like it does nothing is for the deck. It lets you consistently kill, I think, with just like 2 Renas plus this card, basically. Because it's swing in, activate the Rina effect, to get the wind dissolving, play out the Rena. Then you can bounce this Rena back to hand, activate the second Rena effect, play this guy back out. That's 1 check, 2 check, 3 check right there. 4 checks with the 4th Rena bounce coming back out. Like, it's just good. It's just good. It's just good. Like, I cannot explain to you why it's good. I can just tell you it's really fucking good. It's really good. I don't think this deck is good. Still, I think there are OTK decks out there that exist. They kind of do the same thing, etc., etc. Like, it's cool. People like Rena because she's, you know, a girl. But yeah, that's about it. That's all. I don't have a huge amount to say about this deck. Again, I don't know it very well. I just know that this Rena is insane for what the deck wants to do, and the rest of the support is like a cherry on top. Very similar to like what we were just talking about with the Omni deck. Okay, we got a lot to talk about here. There's a lot of app support, like a lot of it. Let's get into it. So this is, while it is all app support, this is for a different line. So it's like Digimon CS trait, but also a different line in the CS line. So keep that in mind. Tapmon, the egg sucks. When this Digimon gets linked, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2 KTP for the turn. It's not very good. Rekomon, on play by trashing 1 card with the Appmon trait in your hand, draw 2 is actually quite nice, and it gives blocker as a link effect. It's pretty good. The MCmon, on play with the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the Appmon trait and 1 card with the Entertainment or Awakening trait from your hand. Or from the deck to your hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck, and when linking trash anyone to evolution source of one of your opponent's Digimon. I don't know if the linking effect matters too much, but the on play is really good. So far, both of the rookies here, being able to just search, is really good. Cycling is fantastic in this deck. And you're going to be able to hit most things. Like, this is entertainment, this is entertainment, this is entertainment. What else was it? It was entertainment or awakening? Yeah, so that's Tool, unfortunately. That's entertainment, though, and that is awakening. So, you know, you hit a lot of the cards that you would normally be playing in this list, which is great. And then finally, the main, quote-unquote, main level 3. Your turn, once per turn, when Digimon gets linked, if you have 1 or few tamers, you may play 1 Tojiro Asuka from your hand without paying the cost, and then when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2 KTP for the turn. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the lower end links matter that much. The block can definitely come up, so that's a bit more unfortunate. However, you know, being able to get out a tamer for free still feels really good. I think that all of these rookies have some utility and will definitely be able to like see some play for sure. The new level 4s for the list: Dreammon. All turns when this Digimon gets linked, your opponent's effects can't return one of your Digimon to hand or deck until the end of turn. When linking, you develop one of your opponent's Digimon. I think this card's really good. Something that prevents some form of removal, gives you some protection, is really nice, especially into certain matchups. Roamon. At the end of battle, play this card without paying the cost. I'm becoming a lot more appreciative of these security effects. I think they're becoming a lot stronger in my mind. On play with Digital Link, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. A lot less impactful, but that's fine. And then when linking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. I think this link is a lot better than the on-play when Digivolving, though the on-play does matter if it is hit in security. So it's guys ups and downs there. And then the final level 4 is Effectmon. At the end of battle, play this card from security. On-play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's 4K or less DP. It's fine. And then when linking, again, I think the when linking effect is all way better than the on-play with Digivolving because you can actually effectively use it to delete things like floodgates and whatnot. And then moving on to level 5s in the list. Aroa and Effect. So it's these two right here. You can app fuse. It's got Retail, on play, when Digivolving. You may link 1 level 4 lower Digimon card from your trash or Digimon's devolution sources to the Digimon without paying the cost. All turns, when the Digimon will leave the battle area, you play 1 Digimon's link cards. 1 other Digimon's link cards without paying the cost. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy, crazy in my opinion. So, yes, it only is a level 4 or lower for the trash effect, but I mean, you know, being able to just get like blocker on this guy is pretty nice. That's good. But if you end up linking a level 5 to it, like say a Fakemon, it has Scapegoat, and then if they remove it again, you can just play out the Fakemon and then link it, and then they have to remove that guy, and then if they do, you get level 4 out. I think that's really good. Maybe that's, you know, a bit difficult, but I mean, if you go Roa Effect, for 0, you get to keep turn, then you go Fakemon, link it. I feel like that's completely reasonable. I think this is a completely reasonable effect. And then the other one is Alliance. On play of the drawing, you may link one level 4 lower card from your hand or the Digimon's devolution sources to the Digimon without paying the cost. It's Media and Dreammon, so it's going to be Dreammon, and then I don't know. Let's see if we can find Media real quick. Media. Sorry, I'm typing with one hand. Winky face. I didn't add this guy. Hello? Hold on. Let's one second. Did I just... Okay, I missed a level 4. Anyways, we'll go to level 4 real quick. So this is the other one that we missed. Maybe it's crazy. Yuzi and Rekomon. Okay, great. Rekomon is this one and this one. Reko, Yuzi. Great. Does MC not go into anything? I feel like... Oh, and MC, there we go. I forgot a lot of these level 4s are try, meaning you need 2 of the 3 to go into it. I'm playing Digimon when Digimon gets minus 4k DP for the turn. That's fine. I think 4k, it really starts becoming like noticeable, and this brings up the argument of maybe you play Tapmon because you can make use of like a minus 6k DP reduction, and then Musimon there is a minus 8k DP reduction. So that is actually start becoming removable. You just kind of have to jump through a lot of hoops for it, and I don't really appreciate that. When Digimon gets linked, you may play one level 3 or lower card with the Atmon trait from your hand without paying the cost. That's really nice. That's really nice. That's really nice. When attacking, you may play one level 3 Digimon card with the Atmon trait from your hand without paying cost. Wow, that's actually really good. Wait, that link and your turn effect are really nice, actually. Okay. Well, sorry for not adding you, Viamon, because yeah, that's actually really good. Being able to get so many bodies out for free using the fake and like the enter and even the combo level 4 here. I actually really like it a lot, especially with all these searchers and whatnot and the ability to cheat out your tamer. So far, I really like this package. I like this package. Between these 4 here, the level 4, and then these 2, I'm less sold on these 2. Obviously, them being security makes them a little bit better, but. And finally, on to the level 6 Digimon, which is Enter and Fake. Alliance, link +1, and you can have an extra linked card to this. When you're rolling when attacking, you may play one of your level 4 Atmon trait Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. That's not bad. In all turns, whenever your Digimon are played, you may link one Atmon trait card from this Digimon's devolution cards to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. That is really cool. I think that's really good. It synergizes immediately with itself. You could play it in the prior Atmon stuff as well. You get access to your alliance immediately. You get access to some of your really good effects. You can just immediately make it immune to some portions of removal. You can get the link effect here, give minus 4k DP for each of your Digimon with the Atmon trait, so it's going to be 8k DP minus. You can scapegoat. It's really good too. I actually really like a lot of these here. Yeah, I think this is just a good engine. I'm not sure if it's better than the current Atmon hero list, but I mean, there is definitely something here, and as we get more Atmon support, I think this will be definitely better. I'm not sold. I'm not sold, but I give this probably definitely top half of what we've seen today, which is saying something because I think we've seen a lot of really good stuff. Anyways, onto the option, draw 1 as a main. You can, if you have an Atmon trait Digimon or Tamer on the field, you can ignore the color requirements. All turns whenever your Digimon or Atmon are played, you may link one Atmon card from your hand whenever your Digimon without paying the cost. Okay. I mean, just cycle and then a free link. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And because the way they're worded, you can obviously play it with all the prior Atmon stuff. You can also play all the prior Atmon stuff with a lot of your current stuff here too, like the other option, the green one, is really good, so that's nice. And then Tojiro Asuka. While your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory 3-cost tamer. When any of your Digimon gets linked by spending this tamer, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2k DP per turn, then one of your Digimon may app fuse into the Digimon card in hand. I think the other tamer, I can't remember his name, the green one, is a little better. However, I mean, it is just a way to kind of app fuse for like a blitz speed app fuse, basically, which is cool. Yeah, I like it. It's nice. Okay, the Liberator stuff. We got a lot of Liberator stuff to talk about, which I think that this is one of the strongest areas in the set. We're gonna go ahead and start with Fish, and we'll make our way down. So we got Puyamon. Your turn when it affects, place Digimon cards with the Aqua or Sea Animal trait in any of their traits in the Digimon sources. Draw a card. Really good fish support. You'd love to see it. Sangomon on play by placing this Digimon as the bottom of the evolution source. Any of your Digimon with the Aqua Sea Animal trait until your opponent's turn ends. That Digimon gains blocker and can't be deleted by battle. With Decode as well, you're basically immune to battle, and then you also recover basically some amount of tempo if they're removed by effect. So that's really good. And then it gives jamming and blocker, which is cool. Decode level 3. Get Decode so early is actually really nice as well. Digimon, it just explains Decode there. When on play, when Digivolving, you may place one level 5 or lower Digimon with the Aqua Sea Animal trait from your hand as any of your Digimon's bottom evolution cards. Gain jamming. Not bad. You don't hate to see it, especially because, you know, it's an on-play effect, so whenever you split this guy out, you can get a little bit of your sources back, though it does have to play from hand instead of hand or trash, which we do hate to see. The new Marine Bullmon hand main effect, you have Yao Qinglan. By placing one Shellmon from your trash at any of your Sangomon's bottom Digivolution sources, if it digivolves into this card for a Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. Decode level 4, Sea Animal, or Aqua. End of attack, you may play one level 4 lower card with the Aqua or Sea Animal trait in any of its sources, or in any of its traits from the Digimon's Evolution cards without paying the cost. I think this is a really good level 5. I think this is a really, really good level 5, and here's why. Let's say you got the Young King Long out. You go Songo, Digivolve for 2, you pass turn. Your opponent outs this guy with effect, you get the Sangomon back out, you Digivolve for 3. And to your Marine Bull. If you keep turn, you get to go under the 7, which that's pretty cool. That's definitely not bad at all. So we love to see it. And then Ryugu. On play when Digivolving by placing one level 5 or lower Digimon with the Aqua or Sea Animal trait in any of its sources from your hand as Digimon's bottom evolution source. One of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of their turn. And then all turns when effects add to the Digimon's evolution sources, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Decode level 5, Sea Animal and trait. Pretty good card. I have no qualms with it. I think the Ryugumon have been pretty good, especially as of like just a hey, I'm removing some bodies and I'm difficult to get rid of. I think that's really nice. Then to level 7, which I think is where the deck really gets some power behind it. So Decode level 6 or lower. You may play when Digivolving. You may play one of each level 3, 4, and 5 Digimon cards with Aqua Sea Animal and its traits for the Digimon's evolution sources without paying the cost. Play one of each. So you get to play a level 3, a level 4, and a level 5 when Digivolving. Get all of their effects. That's really nice. We do love to see that. The Marine Bullmon has something, the Shellmons have something, the Sangomon all have something. You can give blocker and immune by battle, you can give like searching, you can do I think the Shellmon that plays out a Young King Long is only when Digivolving, which is unfortunate, but and then when Digivolving when attacking, by placing one of your other Digimon as its bottom Digivolution source card, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck and the Digimon unsuspends. Really good. Just really good. And then while you have a Young King Long, Marine Bullmon can Digivolve. You can Digivolve on top of a Marine Bullmon for a cost of 6. So you get to skip level 6. This is fantastic. Let's assume you go up the line, you Digivolve into the Ryugu, you play out the 3, 4, and 5. Great. Your opponent ends up outing your board. You still got the level 6 out from the Decode, and then you get to keep some of them out of the stuff as well, depending on what on plays you end up acting here. There are other Marine Bullmon that have on plays. This one doesn't explicitly. That's okay. I think it's just really good. It's just really, really good. And obviously, if you have multiple level 4s, you can play this one out using this inherited effect, and then kind of go from there as well. And it's just removal, and it unsuspends, so it can check multiple times. It can check twice per turn, basically, which is really good. Great, fantastic card. The new Tamer. Start your main phase by returning this Tamer to the bottom of the deck. You may play one Yao King Lan from your hand without paying the cost. And if you don't have a Digimon, you may play one Sangomon from your trash without paying the cost. I like that effect. I like it. I don't like it when the Tamer just trades for Tamer. I like it when the Tamer trades for Tamer and then something else. Especially when it's playing from trash. Ooh, buddy, I love when cards play from trash. I love getting that little bit of extra value. Just that little hint, that little whiff of extra value. It feels fantastic. All turns when effects add evolution sources to any of your Digimon with the Aqua or Sea Animal trait. By spending this Tamer, draw 1. I think this Tamer's good. You're definitely playing some amount of it just because it pluses you all turns, and then you can also immediately get out a level 3 for free while getting a better Yao into play. Fantastic. And now the unique emblem, Poseidia Lagoon. You can play one Sango or Yao Kingalan from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then place this card in the battle area. So it's like a pseudo scramble effect, but you get it immediately for a cost of 3 instead of for a cost of 2. And then it becomes like a training for archetype specific, because whenever you're Yao Kingalan, suspend, delay whenever you Digimon with the Aqua, Sea Animal trait, may Digivolve into an aquatic and Liberator trait Digimon. Specifically, they have to be both in the hand with the deletion cost reduced by 3. But if you hit 3, you're essentially cheating out 6 memory worth of stuff. I don't hate to see it, and it plays some trash. So I mean, I think this is a really good card. I think this is a really good card. I do not hate to see it at all. And if you hit Insecurity, it also does its main effect while still going into the battle area. It's just really good. I think fish are eating good right now. I've also bought fish stuff. I thought about buying puppet stuff, but I mean everyone's kind of all in on puppets right now. I'm going in on fish. I think I'm a big bull for fish right now. Okay, I am not bearish on fish. I am bullish on fish right now. Shout out my boy Marine. Speaking of bullish, let's talk about shoes. Our puppet boys here. Where's their egg at? Hello? Anyways, Kiaramon. Your turn. Once per turn, whenever your tokens or puppet trait Digimon are deleted, draw a card. Good egg. No hate to the egg. I think the egg's good. I'm not sure if it's better than the current eggs available to you, because I haven't looked much into puppets. I've just seen them kind of played, and I kind of get the gist of what they're doing. So we got Shumon on play on deletion. Whenever your Digimon with the puppet trait gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. That's pretty good for the deck. You kind of like to see it. They're obviously better level 3s in my opinion, but I think you'll probably still play some amount of this because getting blocker in the deck is kind of nice. And then when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2k DP for the turn. That's also fine. You're going to be getting a lot of minus DPs, so have a little bit more of that. Never a bad thing. Shushumon. On deletion, you may play one level 3 card with a puppet trait card from your hand without paying the cost. I think this is a really good card. I'm pretty sure this is like a really good card. It just really good. And then when attacking, minus 2k DP. Obviously, the one or two of these in the list really bad, but like if you have like 7 of these, it's actually quite nice. The new level 5. Similar to the Marine Bullmon, except this one has Overclock instead of Decode. And then when this Digimon will leave the battle area, other than by your effects, by deleting one of your tokens, or one of your other puppet trait Digimon, it doesn't leave. Your deck has a lot of these. A lot of these. I honestly, I think the lists are kind of tight right now with a lot of the new puppet support you've been getting. I'm not sure if this card actually makes the cut, even though I think it's good. I think this is a really good card. The new Syndromon, again, another card that has a lot of like stiff competition. I think a lot of the Centrals have been crazy. On play with your rolling, you may play one familiar token with the on deletion minus 3 KDP. And all turns, whenever you have the Digimon are deleted, you may activate one of the Digimon's when Digivolving effects. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. On play when Digivolving, and then just the ability to continuously overclock again and again and again. And it's a delete on your opponent's turn. Let's say they try to remove this guy, you delete it. That's another minus 3 KDP and another token out for free. I like it. It's good. I like it a lot. Then you got Nya Bootmon. Well, I have a race that you can Digivolve for 6. Chaperone. Overclock for the puppet trait. When Digivolving, you may play one level 4 or lower puppet trait card from your hand without paying the cost. Then to one of your opponent's Digimon, give minus 3k DP until their turn ends for each of your Digimon. I mean, you're gonna nuke something with this, obviously. It's just like a minus 18k DP to something if you want. And then you may play one level 4 or lower. I hate seeing a level 7 that only plays from hand. It kind of feels bad, but it's probably fine. And then all turns, when any of your other Digimon are deleted, you may activate one of those Digimon's when Digivolving effect. Which kind of makes up for it, because you're just going to spit out a lot of bodies. Like, if you play out the Shushumon, and then you overclock the Shushumon, you get to play out level 3, which will probably surge, because it's like a really good surge for level 3. And then you get to activate the fucking Digivolving effect to play out level 4 or lower, and that's like really nice as well. So it's like you went plus 2 bodies up while getting a search and getting a swing in, and deleting something. So like this card is probably pretty good. I just hate that it plays from hand instead of trash, because you can like run out of stuff really quickly, and I'm not sure how good this deck is at keeping your hand nice and full. But we got a new Orisa. Start main phase returning this Tamer. It's just the same as the King Along. It's just whenever going tokens for Puppet Digimon are played instead of the sources are added to. Draw one. good enough. Probably good enough. It's probably good enough. It's honestly probably a little bit better in this deck than it is for the King Long. So, and then we got the unique emblem Fable Waltz. Again, probably a little bit better in this deck than it is in the fish deck, which is saying something. I just think this deck loves getting extra level 3s. Loves getting extra level 3s. Anything you could do to get one extra level 3, I think this deck really appreciates. But yeah, I think both these are insane supports. I think these are both insane level supports. I think the fish is probably a little bit overarchingly stronger, but I think it's because it was a weaker deck compared to Puppet already, whereas Puppet had a lot more options to already choose from, and I think this just gives them a little bit more options to kind of keep that up, which is nice. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me, bud. Oh, fuck me, bud. Okay. A lot of CS trade to go over. These are the remainder of the decks. Some of them have like archetypes built around them, but they all kind of fall into like the CS trait slot. So we got Wanya. One effects place CS trait Digimon card in the sources. May Digivolve into a CS trait card in the hand with the dilution cost reduced by 1. Very similar to the Galaxy cards that I was talking about prior. Yeah, Haguro. Your turn, once per turn, when effects place Digimon cards in the CS trait and the Digimon's cards. Whenever your Digimon gets -3 KDP for the turn. And main by placing the top CS trait stack card at the bottom, dilution card, draw 1. This is the worst of the rookies. This is the worst one. They did my boy dirty. -3k is so sad. I think like 99, like there are certain scenarios where it definitely comes up. -3k and nothing is sniff at. It's removal at least for some like floodgates and whatnot. But boy, they did my dude dirty. You're probably gonna play some amount of them, but you're never gonna be happy seeing him compared to the other two rookies, because the other two rookies are crazy. Palmon, your turn once per turn when the effect places Digimon cards in its traits. Gain a memory. Just gain a memory raw, and then it's the exact same thing as the Guru. So this card is Digivolve for 2 on top of it. Get the level 4 effect. Digivolve it, gain a memory, draw a card. Whereas this one is Digivolve, draw a card, and -3 KDP. And you never, I mean, you're gonna want this one 999.9999% of the time more. And then you get the Terrierbon. When effect places, you know, same effect, trigger. If you have one of your tamers, you may play one tamer with the CS trait from your hand for paying the cost, and then it has the same inherit. Yeah, I mean, and this one is just says cheat out a tamer. Cheat out probably 2 tamers at some point in the game. Poor Gurumon. Poor Gurumon. Moving on to level 4s. We've got on play with Digimon. One of your opponent's Digimon gets -3 KDP for the turn. Then as Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards, you roll one of your opponent's Digimon. You're probably never going to want to be using this guy first. It's going to be wanted second, because Digivolve is a lot better than a -3 KDP. Now mind you, -6 KDP is nothing to sniff at. It's also nothing to write home about. -6 KDP and Digivolve 1? Now that is a lot more interesting. And then opponent's turn Digimon gets +2 KDP. I think this guy is not great. That's okay. We got a lot of level 4s to choose from. On play with Digimon, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then its Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards. When your opponent's Digimon can't unsuspend until the turn ends. I like this effect more than I like the Guardian one, but I still think it's kind of meh. All turns with the Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, gain a memory. This, though, I think is a lot better. I like that inherit significantly more than the prior level 4 inherit. Togemon. When Digivolve, one of your Digimon gets +3 KDP for the turn, then its Digimon has stacked 2 or more. It gains Raid and Piercing. I like this more than I like the Kawagamon effect. It has a worse inherit, though. Specifically, your turn, the Digimon gets +2 KDP. It's not bad, but not my favorite. And then finally, when Digivolving, if you have one of your tamers, you may play one tamer card with a CS trait from your hand without paying the cost. Okay. It is hard to like talk about here. I think that this is bad. And I'll tell you why. I really don't like that they do the same thing. I think it would have been way cooler if this card just said play out a CS trait if you tamer. Just play out a CS trait tamer. You don't need one or fewer. I would like it a lot more. I like the inherit more than the Toge. I get the vision, right? I get the vision. You go Terrier, okay? You activate you Digivolve for 2 on top of it with Gargo. You play out a tamer. You activate the Terrier effect. You bottom deck this guy. You draw a card. You play out another tamer. Boom. That is both your tamers out. Now you cheat out 2 tamers. in the same turn. That's really good. That's really, really good. But you can't do it anymore. You can't, it's over. You can't do it anymore. You're done. You've done it. It's cooked from that point onwards, and that feels kind of bad. Moving on. Devimon, when dissolving, if you want one of your tamers, you may play one Jimmy Ken from your hand with paying the cost. On deletion, you may return one Digimon card with the Flame or CS trait from your trash to your hand. It's nice recursion. It's not bad. Specifying Jimmy Ken is a bit unfortunate, but it's alright. And then the other one is main. Once returned by paying the cost, Digimon gets raid and piercing for the turn. That Digimon may attack. I mean, it's just worse Togemon. it's just significantly worse Togemon. This card is just a lot worse than Togemon. Obviously, you can get it multiple times. But guys, let's be honest with ourselves. You're not keeping a level 4 around multiple turns in this meta. If you're able to do that, I mean, you're probably really you're in a good spot. You're probably in a really good spot. Doesn't matter too much. You know, if you have the Jimmy Ken out, obviously we can start talking about it. But that requires Jimmy Ken out. I'm just rating this card by itself, and it's lackluster. It's lackluster to say the least. Also, raid piercing, then may attack. Guys, you're 5k. You're 5k. You're 5,000 DP. You're not that big, dog. You are not him. You are not beating over anything of value, and you are dying in security. We got Repamon. When in effect, trash this card from security. You may play this card without paying the cost. On play with Digimon, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3 KDB for the turn by trashing your top security card. Instead, when opponent's Digimon gets minus 6 KDB for the turn. I think this is better than the Guardromon, because it can fulfill its minus 6 KDP just by itself, which is cool. Then when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2 KDP for the turn. It's fine. Nothing too crazy, it's fine. And then the final level 4 of the deck, in my opinion, I think one of the better ones, if not the best one. On play with Digivolving, give one of your opponent Digimon minus 2 security attack until their turn ends. Then, if the Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards, Digimon will make Digivolve into Platinum Digimon in the hand or the Digivolution cost of 4 during the Digivolution requirements. Your turn, once per turn, the Digimon with Digivolve into Digimon card with the CS trait, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. The Inheritable's good. The Digivolving effect is really good. I love sec minus on things in general. Being able to just play it and get that effect is really good. And then being able to just hard skip into a level 6 also feels really good. I cannot hate what I'm seeing here. And then we've got Okuwamon for level 5s. Fortitude. You like Fortitude? Fortitude's pretty cool, especially with a lot less source stripping in the world right now. On play, the Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then this Digimon stack that has 2 or more same level cards. Return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with the lowest DP to the hand. It's just removal. All turns when this Digimon deletes opponent by battle, trash top card with the security. The green level 5 curse. What inherit should we give them? The trash security, the delete by battle? Yeah, that's pretty good. How many of those have we played? Like 15? How many of them are seeing consistent good play? Anyways, new Rise Greymon. With your rolling, you one of your tamers from your hand. One of your tamers from your hand. Without paying the cost, we play one another black tamer. Play one before. Bro, why? Why? Why is it so bad, dude? Why is it so bad? Bro, if I'm going to level 5, let me cheat out tamer for free. Dog, please. Please let me just cheat out tamer for free. Don't give me the stipulation of 1 or fewer, okay? I get it. It's nice that we're finally moving on from if you have no fucking tamers, play out a tamer. But, God, is it bad. Security attack +1 is nice. Raid is nice, but God, it's ass, dude. You're ass. You're ass. I'm gonna be honest with you. And you also have the stipulation, 1 red or black tamer with a play cost 4 or less, or a tamer with CS trait. Okay, that's better. It's better than the other ones. Sure, you can play it outside of CS traits, well, but man, it's so sad. It's so sad. There's so many ways to play out tamers, but once we do them, this card says do nothing. Once I have 2 tamers out, this card says do nothing. Why? Why, God, why? If you want me to play out more tamers, at least give me a secondary effect. It's like, oh, if you don't play a tamer with this effect, then I shit yourself. Or something, dude. I don't know. Anything. It's actually so depressing. It's so depressing. And I see people fucking bat chest, fucking, they're like, oh my god, we can play out tamer with this card. I'm like, dude, this card's ass! It's ass! I don't know what else to tell you. It's ass. It's cheeks. It's garbage. I hate it. I hate it. If we didn't have fucking 3 ways to do it, I'd be like, fine, okay. 2, I'm already like, oh god, why? This card is crazy. This card is fine. This card is fine. But the fact that we have so many of them makes them not fine anymore. It makes them kind of sad. Especially with the play that I mentioned earlier. Terriermon, Gargomon, boom, play out 2 tamers. I now have vanillas in my deck. I have a level 5 8k with a raid and security attack and heritable. Dog, Machine Dramon wouldn't even play this shit. Machine Dramon doesn't even play this shit anymore. They play like 1 or 2 security attack plus ones. This card would not see play Machine Dramon decks. That's how bad it is. No offense to Machine Dramon, alright? I'm sure you guys are nice people, but Jesus. Anyways, for the Flame CS archetype, we got Alliance. Main, play 1 by paying 3 cost, you may play 1 level 5 or 1 5 cost for lower Digimon card with the Flame or CS trait card from your trash. But paying the cost. Digimon may attack. Hold up. Wait a minute. This card has utility. This card's unique. This card does intrigue me. This card is interesting. I think there's a Skull Marimon in here as well. Let me double check that real quick. There is Skull Marimon, which I am not seeing anymore for that. But main, by paying 3 costs, delete 1 of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. This Digimon may attack. On deletion, draws your trash 1 card in your hand. Inheritable, you may play 1 level 4 or yeah. Actually, wait, these are just good. These are just good cards. Both those level 5s are just really good. This Marimon, I think, is getting carried by the blue and Skull Marimons. Wow, yeah. I'm thinking about it. Like, these are just a good card. Mind you, it is a main effect, which sucks because you have to kind of pay extra to get it. But I mean, I'm imagining it in the Flame stuff with Jimmy Ken a little bit more. I'm like, you know, it's pretty good. Being able to cheat like Golden Numes too is like kind of nice. Like, it's got utility. It's got gumption. I like it. And then for the final level 5, we've got Chirinmon. When an effect trashes this card from security stack, when opponents want to get minus 8k for the turn, they're cowards for not letting you play this card out. But I understand it would be insane power creep for all the cards that you can play out from security. When you're rolling by charging top power and security, this Digimon may Digivolve into a card with the Contourusmon or Mitamamon. Its name for the CS tree. Yeah. This card's crazy. This card's actually insane. This card's crazy. Mitamamon is a great card. Contourusmon has always been kind of good, especially for like keeping turn and stuff. And then just CS trait in general. I mean, you have a fucking wide array of level 6s to go into. Fucking huge suite. So this card enables a lot. This card is probably the best CS trait card that we've read so far. Keep your eye out for this guy. This guy's crazy. Lord Knight. On play with Digivolving. Raid Reboot. This is Royal Knight support, by the way, as well as CS support, as well as got his own little archetype with Rei Kishibe. On play with Digivolving. One of your Digimon can plus 3 hit AP, and then until your opponent's turn ends, then one of your Digimon may attack a player. Pretty good. Like Pseudo Blitz, or you give something else you control Blitz, which is nice. Raid Reboot's also really cool. All turns when your Digimon when Digimon attack players. Oh, when Digimon attack players, reveal top of your card of your deck, you may play 1 4-cost roller, black or red card among them, without paying the cost to trash the rest. Is that like Nightmon support? It could be Nightmon support. Like, you can play like level 3s. But I mean, otherwise there's nothing else for you to play out here. You got level 3, these two, and that's it. It's gotta be Nightmon support. I don't know anything about Nightmon, so keep that in mind. Could be crazy for the deck, maybe. I think this is a fine card. Will not be seeing play in Royal Knights. There's no shot in hell. Alphamon, reboot blocker. On play when Digimon when attacking. Whenever your Digimon gets minus 5k DP for the turn. When Digimon suspends, if Kyoko Kurame is in his sources, or if Digimon stack has 2 or more of the same little cards, it gets plus 3k DP until your turn ends. Digimon unsuspends. It's a fine card. It's not crazy, and it really needs Kyoko to be good. But assuming you got Kyoko, it's like fine. Not the most crazy Alphamon in the world, but it's not a bad one. Will not be seeing any play in Royal Knights. Platinum Numemon. When opponent's Digimon gets minus 8k DP for the turn on play when they're drawing. Fine. Your turn when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted. When your other Digimon with the CS trait may develop into a Digimon card with the CS trait in the hand without paying the cost. That second effect is really good, but it requires your opponent to have a Digimon, and that's not great. That's not great at all. Most of the time when your opponent has a Digimon, they're either killing you or they're creating just the biggest fucking guy. They're creating the biggest fucking guy. And it sucks too, because I really wanted this to be some level of Numemon support. And it just isn't. The other Numemon has, the gold Numemon has some utility. The platinum one is kind of meh. Unfortunate. I know this card's crazy. I've been seeing people talk about this card for a while. Ace. A bit unfortunate for Royal Knights because you know it's Ace, but also they don't care. So, plus. On play with Digimon, you may play one 5k DP or lower Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. Then all of your level 3 or higher Digimon gain blocker until your opponent's turn ends. All turns when any of your other Digimon with these about area gains memory. This card's crazy. This card's crazy. This card's crazy. This card's crazy. Getting Omeka, getting out one of your fucking level 4s. This card's crazy. I have nothing else to say other than this card's crazy. And then also, like, they swing in, you block with one of your shitty level 4s or your Omeka, you place the Omeka underneath, and then you just get 2 memory. That's so good. It's so good. I think this card's crazy. And I think a lot of people also agree with me. The new Bolt. Your turn. This one gains all main effects of its Digimon Yushin cards with Flame trait. Rush? Okay, I see the vision. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon at the lowest level. Okay. Good card. Not a great CS trait card, though. Only really works with your Flame ones, and your level 5 Flames are the best CS traits currently, aside from Jiren. So, like, so far, we're gonna pause the guy on Contorus. We're gonna come right back to them. Good. Fine. He's getting carried. All right. There's a little bro. He's a little bro, and his mom is letting him come along with his big brothers as they go out to play. This card is okay. This card is, I will say, good. Fine. Good. Fantastic. The Skull Marimon, great. I think this one is the best level 5 by a fucking mile and a half, but the other 2 are still good. And then, you know, there's other people. Lord Knight is probably pretty bad. Alphamon is probably pretty bad. Platinum Nume is, depending on what you're up against, probably pretty bad. Leopard's crazy. Leopard's crazy. Leopard's crazy. And Bolt has some utility. So, I mean, you know, do that information what you will. Gaio, Raid Reboot, you may unspend one of your opponent's Digimon. You may unspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay? Then this Digimon may attack. I think there is a way to get collision. I think? In this deck? Well, I mean, you got Raid, so you're gonna swing into it anyways, but then when attack target is changed, Digimon gains piercing and plus 5k TB for the turn, so it's just gonna remove something. It's fine. This is like the second. Yeah, I put this up there with Bolt. It's like Leopard is like first place, and then like 5th place is probably like Gaio and Bolt tied, and then like 8th place is like Alpha or Plat. 2nd place is not filled because they're not gonna be 2nd, and then all the other places, you know, some people didn't even show up for the fight, so it's fine. The final level 6 is Contorus. And this card will be played if there are 6 or 12 fewer cards in both player security. Reduce the play cost by 6, so 6 cost level 6. Not bad. Blocker Barrier, pretty good. On play with Digivolving, you may place one yellow card from your hand as your top security card. Pretty good. All turns Digimon suspends by trashing your top security card. It unsuspends. Really good. I like it. It's great. It works obviously really well with the Chirin and the Reppa. Everything else kind of says fuck you too. So it's not a great CS trait, and it's not a great Royal Knight trait, but it's a great Kentorasmon. And honestly, that may be what they were going for. Next we got some options. We got Cyberspace Eden. While you have no face-up security cards, you can ignore the card's color requirements. All of your Digimon with the CS trait gets plus 2k TPE. And then add your bottom security card to hand, then place this card face up as the bottom security card. Why? Why not top security card? Top security card makes the card really good. Bottom makes the card kind of sad. You play one 5 cost or lower card CS trait from your hand without playing the cost. I think the security card fact is really good. You can play out Digimon or Tamers. It's just bottom is sad. Bottom's sad. Bottoms are sad. The new option. While you have a CS trait Digimon Tamer on the field, you may ignore the card's color requirements. Swap 3 cards to your deck, add one CS trait card among them to your hand, and the rest of the bottom of your deck. So just a boost for the archetype. Probably needed. Probably fine. Unfortunately, we don't got the courage like the adventure deck does. We just got this. It's kind of sad, but it's fine. Okay, here are the Tamers. Let's go over the Tamers. I think the Tamers are going to determine whether this deck is good or not. Because so far the Digimon have been kind of a letdown. Some of them have been really good, and some of them, most of them, a lot of them have not been. That's okay. Hooray, Kishibe. Turn phase, if you want to Digimon gain a memory. Okay, end of your turn by deleting one of your other Digimon or Tamers with Nightmon in their text or CS trait. Digimon may Digivolve into Lord Nightmon in hand. Your illusion cost reduced by 3. This card's crazy. Wow, this card's crazy. Wow. I mean, it makes this effect now make sense. Yeah, this card's crazy. Level 6 on turn 2. Honestly, level 6 on turn 1. You know, your opponent gives you 3 memory, play out Ray, you play out the Searcher. Nightmon, or you just play out like a Nightmon, or you play out another Ray, or you just play out something with Nightmon in text or CS trait. And then you pop it and you just go right into a Nightmon for a cost of 3. That's good. I mean, this is good. This is a really good card. Okay, this Tamer's crazy. It all comes down to how good the Nightmons are. Lord Nightmons are. How good the CS trait are. And CS trait is kind of let down. This Lord Nightmon is good in context with the Rei Kishibe, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. I think it really just wants to be played on a Nightmon-esque deck. So, do that information what you will. Kyoko Kireme, start returning with 2 less memory. It's a 5 cost Tamer, so it needs to be fucking crazy. Whenever you're level 4 or low or higher CS trait Digimon are deleted by spending Tamer, return 1 CS trait card from your trashed hand. Then your turn when this Tamer unsuspends, if you don't have Alphamon, this Tamer may Digivolve into Alphamon in hand with the evolution cost reduced by 2. Meaning that this one becomes a 1 cost Evo. Oh. Or may Digivolve into Alphamon. You have the evolution cost reduced by 2. Does it have to be the new Alphamon, or can the old Alphamon do it? I think the new Alphamon can do it if you're if you have this. Otherwise, you could just Digivolve for 2. Yeah. Okay, so you can Digivolve into all the old Alphamon too. A lot of the old Alphamon are pretty good. Some of them are very like, hey, we need like deck stuff and like X antibody support. But like some of them are like just generically good, like the one that prevents, I think it's like play cost 10 or higher from attacking. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a good Tamer. I think it's a little bit worse than the Ray, but I think it's still really good. Especially because the condition here is just to unsuspend. There are a lot of ways to suspend your Tamers naturally, including just deleting one of your level 4 or higher CS trait Digimon. So, Jimmy Ken, if you have 2 less memory setter 3, a memory setter for 4, fantastic, we'd love to see it. When your Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have the Flame or CS trait, by swinging this Tamer, activate one of those Digimon's main effects. If this activated any effect, gain a memory, This tamer is crazy for what he does. I'm just not sure if there's enough support. All the level 5s have insane main effects. I actually like all the main effects for level 5s that I've seen. So, you know, if you have a Jimmy Ken out, you're going crazy. But if you don't have a Jimmy Ken out, you're going sad. You're going really sad. Ami Aiba. Start your... Oh God, imagining... Wait, hold on. Actually, yeah, Jimmy Ken getting out like 2 of these. Getting 2 of these main effects just on Digivolve. Digivolve for 3. Get 2 of the main effects, gain back 2 memory. Wow. Yeah, that's just good. That's just good. Wow, that's crazy. Alright, anyways. Moving on. Ami Aiba. Sorry, main phase of Digimon has a Digimon gain memory for 4. Kinda sad, but it's fine. Your turn. Whenever your Digimon digivolve into a Digimon with the CS trait, if it has a Digivolution card at the same level as Digimon, by spending this tamer, that Digimon may digivolve into a card with the CS trait and then end up paying the cost. This card's crazy. Wow, this card is the payoff for the deck. This is what you do. Wow. 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 Man, if this deck had a level 7, what this deck would kill for a crazy level 7. Like, the Omnimon's cool. Don't get me wrong. Okay, you could do the Omnimon. Like, get a dude. Go down the line. Have a good time. Right? You get like a Palmon. You go digivolve into the... Or, yeah, Palmon or the Gargo, okay? Palmon. Go boom. Gargo. Gargo effect. Get out a Tamer. Get out the Ami. Use the effect of the Palmon. Get back that memory, so you evo for 1, basically. You get a draw. Go into the Gold Nume. For 2. So now you digivolve for 3 to get into level 4. Activate the effect. Digivolve into a Platinum for 4, ignoring the evolution requirements. Platinum effect. You know, do some stuff here. Maybe get out a free body. If you don't, that's fine though, because then you could just go Ami. Ami effect, go into Omnimon. That's it's honestly not bad. Yes, he has 3 for 5. Yeah, I mean it's not bad, you know, because then you swing in. You got. I mean, you got a 1k inherit. And that's it. That's all. That's the only inherit you get in that line. Okay. Well, I mean, still, 3 memory is all you need for keeping turn. Oh, actually, no. You don't need 3 memory. You only need 1 memory. Or, I mean, 2. You need 2 memory. You need 2 memory because it's a main effect. So you need 2 memory. If you have 2 memory, digivolve for 2. And then go into Plat. Plat go into... I mean, go into Gold. Go into Plat. Go into Omni using Ami. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. It does a check. You get a guy out. You get to decode 1 of the level 3. The only level 3 in there if they remove it. It's consistent removal. I can see the vision. I'm not sure if I like it, but I see the vision. Let's say your opponent pushes you to 2, you go to 0, gain a memory, go to 1, digivolve for 2, go to 1 on their side, digivolve for 4, go to Plat, put them to 5 memory. On your opponent's side, you have an Omnimon and a Tamer out, and the Omnimon on removal, you get the rookie back. I don't know. It sounds like the pipe dream. But this Tamer is crazy. This Tamer is crazy. I mean, I guess you could also do this line, right? Where you go, Carrier, digivolve, Gargo, activate the effect, go underneath, so for 2 memory. Draw a card, get out 2 Tamers, let's just say they're both double Ami right now. Digivolve for 2 into Toge, effect of Ame, digivolve. Is it the same level? Let me double check real quick. Let me see if it's not as crazy. Same level as the... It is just the same level. Okay, when any of your Digimon digivolve into Digimon with the CS trait, if it has a Digivolution card with the same level as Digivolve Digimon, by spending this team, or Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the CS trait in the hand, paying the cost. I think this would trigger still, because if you trigger it once, both will trigger. You can then resolve the first one, and then you can resolve the second effect. Has the Digivolution at the same level as the Digivolved mod. It gets a little bit weirder. I mean, nonetheless, you can still cheat out at level 6. So it's you go. Let's assume he doesn't need to be Gargo then. Like, it could just be like plus 3k if you want it to be, or like -3 or suspend something, whatever. Doesn't matter too much. You get an Omni out. You go Terrier. You go Gargo. You go Terrier. You go 2. So you pass your opponent to 2 memory, then you use Ame effect, go into Chirin effect, go into Leopard for 1, Leopard effect, spit out a guy. So you gotta do all of that for 3 memory on your opponent's side now. But no, for 3 memory on your opponent's side. It's not bad. It's not bad. You can go into any level 6 for 3 basically if you have the line there. Okay. I mean, I see the vision for sure. And if the Ames trigger in the way that they may, which is you can both trigger them, you can go into level 6 for free or into your level 7 for free, like the Omni. Okay. I can see the vision. You go Kamashiro. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card of the CS trait among them to your hand, return the rest to the bottom of your deck. Whenever you Digimon Tamers with the CS trait you play, by returning this Tamer to the bottom of the deck, reduce the play cost by 2. This is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this Tamer's crazy. Oh, this Tamer's crazy. Oh, this Tamer's crazy. Whenever you Digimon Tamers with the CS trait you played, by returning this Tamer to the bottom of the deck, reduce the play cost by 2. This card's crazy. It's a searcher, and it clears up your Tamers. Bandai, you knew what you were cooking. I still hate it, but at least it makes some sense, okay? So, this guy removes a Tamer. This guy sticks and we fucking hate him. This guy fucking sticks and I fucking hate him. This guy removes a Tamer. Mirai kind of sticks, kind of a little bit sticks. Sorry, made by returning one of your Tamer. This Tamer to the bottom of the deck, you play 1/4 cost for higher Mirai Mikagura, or 1 cost for a higher Tamer with the CS trait from your hand without paying the cost. So you can play out Kyoko, Jimmy, or Ami. Or Nokia, obviously, but we're not talking about Nokia here. On play by charging 1 card with a Holy Beast, Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel, or CS trait from your hand, draw 2. It's good. It's good for Cycle. And it makes the Kyoko and the Ami a little bit cheaper, which is nice. So actually you can't play out the Yugo, but you know, I guess it makes sense, because then you could just play out Mirai for Mirai, into Mirai, into Mirai, and Mirai, into Mirai, over and over and over again, and that seems like a pretty good advantage to the loop, so. And they hate Ray, Kishibe, so they said fuck you. Yeah, that's BT-22. Sorry, I kind of got a little bit fucking insane towards the end there. This is a long recording. Thank you guys for watching. I think the overall power of this set is pretty high, so I'm excited to see what changes there are to the meta, because I think that the big 3 of like Megadra, Sakuya, and Royal Knights, and then like the sub decks being like Purple Hybrid and like Hero App and like Galaxy Toolbox and stuff, have been a little stale for a little bit. So I'm hoping that we get something cool, something new, something fresh, something spicy. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.